And it's even more clear to see this connection when we want to produce cannabis to consume it, its fibers, its seeds, or its flowers with its oils for different purposes, medicinal or recreational or adult use of cannabis. So the first interesting social fact about cannabis, related also with politics, is what can we do? Which ways we can incentive people in Brazilian context, for example, that right now it's suffering by the cannabis prohibition, because a lot of people suffer a lot by cannabis production. We have to back in history and see that the prohibition of cannabis it's a racial process because of the racist history of Brazil, that it's very negotiated, still very negotiated in different fields of knowledge. We have to see back this racial context to see who is suffering right now by the cannabis prohibition in Brazil. And there is a lot of people suffering policies approach, like if I am smoking in the streets and you also are smoking in the same streets in Brazil, this is scientific data showing this. The policial approach will be much more violent with you because you are a black man than with me because I'm a white man, just because about our color difference. So this is very problematic.
In other words, you're saying even in relation to how cannabis is managed or addressing some of these things, that there is some kind of differentiated treatment between like people of different colors. And this is scientifically proven.
Yes. In this case, I'm talking about the consume.
Okay.
If we both were consuming cannabis, like smoking weed in the street, and would be approached by a police officer, it will be much more violent with you. But it's also related with cannabis production, because how can we deal with these inequities, social inequities in the cannabis legalization, in the regulatory market? The regulatory market of the legalization of cannabis in Brazil have to go in the same direction of the historical repairs of who are suffering in Brazil right now because of the prohibition. Because there is no other arguments about the cannabis prohibition in Brazil with its racial and racist history and process of colonization.
Yes.